My name is Brendan Rand. Today we're going to be taking a look at the most common crimes in Houston by zip code. Find out if the zip code you're at is registered with crime and what kind of crime it happens. We're going to be taking a look at the felonies that you may or may not know that happen more than you think. Houston is the top 5 in the nation with crimes that the rate is so high it's on par with Chicago and other places. Sometimes they're competing against each other. But take a look, and we're going to find out if your area is at risk and how you can move with caution or if you should move.
Crime doesn't just affect all of Houston equally. Some zip codes see far more violence than others, and for some residents, calling 911 is a normal daily task. Using real data, 911 calls, and news investigations, we'll break down where Houston's most dangerous areas are and whether you should be concerned about your neighborhood. Our main idea today is for you to have a good understanding of what areas to avoid, what areas to seek, and what areas you should know to be cautious of. Take a look at this next chart. We'll break it down. Let's start with a map showing the most common felonies by zip code. This interactive visualization reveals not just which areas have the highest number of felonies, but what types of felonies happen. Theft and assault dominate across many zip codes, but in our case, we could see burglary and murder take the cake. But the distribution isn't even. For example, a zip code 77036 consistently shows high felony numbers, and that's where we see property crime is the most dominant in this area. If you live in any of these areas, it might be a high risk, and it might be time to take a closer look at your safety and resources. On this slide, we're focusing on 4 zip codes in distinct areas of Houston. The first 2 on the left are North Houston by Spring Bama area, and the 2 on the right are Southwest Houston Bel Air area. These aren't just about reported crimes. These are real-time data showing how often residents are calling for help. This is meant to show you that different areas experience higher level of calls versus others that may not be on the same pace. This can give you an idea of where to see and how to respond. This tells us that the crime in these neighborhoods isn't just statistical, but it's being felt in real time by real people every day. Shortly, I'll be showing you an interactive part of this data. As we take a look, we have 77014 with 7 per week, 3 per week in 77090. 77036, we have 5 a week. In 77401, we have 10 a week. These are the frequency of 911 calls each week. You see the correspondence with the first 2 on the left having less than the ones on the right.
For families in our area, the federal law enforcement agency identified the top 10 zip codes for violent gang-related crime in the Houston area. KPRC2's Corley Peel joins us live in the newsroom with how long the feds have been tracking the crime. Corley?
Good morning, Brittany and Kathy. This is a joint effort between federal, local, and state law enforcement, and they've been tracking the violent gang-related crimes for over the past year, and they say this method is working. This map shows the 10 zip codes in Southwest and Southeast Houston deemed the most dangerous based on 911 calls, crime severity, and felonies associated with those crimes. Crimes like murder, home invasion, carjacking, jugging, and trafficking. The acting special agent in charge for the Houston field office tells only KPRC2 these are the neighborhoods getting extra focus.
Every day we have a significant amount of agents that are in these neighborhoods trying to identify what is the next target.
This news clip gave us a powerful insight and visual of the community and what we're doing about it. It highlighted the zip codes frequently named in both police reports and community warnings. As you can notice by the map, this is all within the Sam Houston Tollway, the beltway that runs around Houston. And it seems the further you go into downtown Houston, the higher the crime rates rise and the violent it gets. I applaud this video and included it to show you that as we realize the types of crimes that happen in this area, we look at what we're doing about it in the process so that one day we can reach a safer Houston as much as we can. And looking at the data that the HPD has provided for us, we should know that we need to be on caution and understand the route we need to take because we need to know our surroundings. Now we're going to zoom out and take a look at murder-specific heat map across Houston. As we can see, this is going by purely murders. Instead of zip codes, this shows concentrated areas of lethal violence regardless of the neighborhood borders. Hotspots appear in regions with lower income and highly historic crime rates that continue to plague the area. But these are also a few unexpected areas with incidents, for example, near the Bush Intercontinental Airport and the south side of downtown Houston, where you think it would be more patrolled and more governed by the police. There are still people doing crime in plain sight of the police and other authorities that we may not be thinking twice about, and sometimes we see it in real time. This kind of visualization gives us a clear picture of where the city is truly most dangerous beyond zip code, but just in little areas where you can understand where you're at. It also reveals some potentially safer pockets of the city. As we can see, north and west side of Houston, there's a little bit more of a lighter chart around there, and you can understand that that can be an area where to look and to be on less guard for, but always be on it though. So what do all these data points, data charts, and information mean to you? Like I mentioned in the main idea earlier, in the beginning of the presentation, I wanted you to walk away with good knowledge of Houston and the crimes that happen here. No place is perfect. Crime can happen at any moment, but I want you to at least know and have an idea of the areas you need to double or triple your guard. If you live in one of these near high-risk zip code areas, awareness is your first defense. But don't just rely on the numbers. Listen to what your community is saying. Watch how often those 911 calls happen. This isn't just data. It's a daily reality for many. Whether you're looking to move, improve your safety, or help make your neighborhood better, let's get the facts that guide you. You should always be on caution, whether you're in the safest part of Houston or not. We take this data and compare it to other cities in the United States and even the world. But we know that crime is guaranteed. But the felonies, misdemeanor, whatever it may be, you have to always watch your back and know that you need to be double aware just individually. But I gave you this data so you can walk away and walk each day knowing that there is safety, there is protection, but you need to also do your part, whether you support yourself, support your family, and others around you, and loved ones. That is the main goal at the end. I thank you for watching my presentation. I hope you walked away with it in a good way. Thank you.